whatever it takes. Okay. Hey guys, how's everybody doing today? It's the Saturday show. Oh, let's tighten this thing up. Hope everyone's having a wonderful time.
Yes.
While we're waiting for y'all to come in and say hi, let's talk about drive-through etiquette. It's very important when you're at a drive-through such as Chick-fil-A in the morning, and there's so many people that want to go through the drive-through that the line goes all the way around and is blocking the drive-through exit. Okay, so if there's a drive-through exit, you do not park in front of the drive-through exit while you're trying to wait to get around the building, because then you cannot have cars exiting the drive-through exit so that they can make room. You like create this lock of stupidity. Yeah. So please, for the love of God,
what happened to you?
Dude, girl, get out of my way, crazy woman.
I'm in the line.
Chicken on a biscuit on a chicken. Yeah. Whatever. All right, so as the title said, 12 volt, 6 volt, whatever it takes. For those of you that aren't aware, this is a product from PAC. It is called the Volt 39 or Volt 39, depending on how you want to look at it.
Right.
The purpose of this guy is pretty cool. It'll give you a 3.3 volt output, a 5 volt output, 6 volt output, or 9 volt output. There is a little tiny switch on it. Let me open the bag. What you can use this for is if you're retaining a backup camera and you need a 6 volt output.
Yep.
You just flick this little switch right here, this one. And actually there's a diagram here on the back side. It might be a little too close. Okay,
right
so what this allows you to do, if you need a 6 volt camera trigger, you flick the switch to 6 volt. If you have a Ford that has that turn on pop, because the amplifier actually only needs 5 volts and the resistor isn't doing the trick, you can put one of these in there, flick it to 5 volts, and it won't pop anymore. It's really nice. 9 volts, I don't know, but I'm sure there's something out there that needs 9 volts.
Right.
Maybe you're trying to turn on something in the car that requires 9 volts. There you go. So, pick one of these guys up if you're trying to do anything like that. It's got a really cool piece of instructions. There's 4 wires to hook it up, depending on what you're trying to do. But a lot of people don't know this product exists, and it's a really nice piece because, especially when you're trying to retain factory backup cameras.
Yeah.
I haven't run into one that runs off 12 volts. Most of them run off of 6 volts. So this is a nice little piece to have in the install bay or just laying around the house because, hey, you never know what you might need to turn on.
Hello, New York.
Hello to everyone, and thanks for tuning in to the, as we said, Saturday show. Yeah, hope everyone had a good week.
Miami
checking in. Kansas checking in. Los Angeles.
Houston.
Jason checking in. What's up? The unofficial third band of the show. Hey, for those of you that don't know, Fro's house right there, he runs a little place called Stereo Kings out of the other side of the world, East Coast, top. We're cold and cloudy. Check him out.
Yes.
He also has a cool YouTube channel by the same name, Stereo King. So head over there. He likes to do unboxings and reviews. They're a lot shorter than ours, which you might want to check out. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so, Jose, hello.
We're going to call this week, if we were to do a weekly recap, as we like to do, how our week was, we're going to call this Jeepapalooza.
Jeepapalooza. Oh, my God.
Because this week was nothing but Jeeps. We had 4 Jeeps we did this week. 2 with big systems. 2 with just some radio, backup camera, CarPlay type swap outs for the kiddies.
Yep. That was all for teenagers,
They're all for teenagers. Apparently, it's great to be a teenager right now and be in school or having a birthday because...
I don't know.
Who doesn't need a Jeep? I need a Jeep. I don't really want a Jeep.
That was like a giveaway teenager.
Yeah. But we love Jeeps, so keep them coming. But space them out a little bit.
Yeah.
So hope everyone's had a safe week so far. A great day of college football. If you're into that kind of thing.
Chicago, Illinois. Hello. Atlanta.
Now, one of the things I'm most excited about is
Houston.
I've actually been, this week, as you know, I talked to Damien from Carphonics, which led to me talking to Gatlin from Carphonics. If you guys haven't watched their show, it's there again, YouTube, Carphonics. They haven't put out a show in a while, and we live here in Florida, and we have nothing but beautiful sunshine. I would like to see what it's like for installers that install in the snow. So I've begged them to at least start filming some shows this winter, so that we can see the misery that is putting like alarms in and just dealing with those cars. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm from Michigan. I know what snow is. I know what it means to be cold. That's why I live in Florida, where it's nice and hot and sweaty. And even as hot as it was, like the 370Z video, where we were just boiling, that was back in like August we filmed that, and it was hot. I will take that any day over freezing my balls off in the snow. Oh yeah, that's miserable. You know, to get like when you're freezing, to get warm is hard. You know, for us to cool down, we can just step in the air conditioning like that. We're back to normal.
Yeah.
I mean, except for when I run 5 miles, don't drink enough water, and I pass out.
Yeah, exactly.
It happens for a totally different reason. But yeah, so I'm hoping that the Carphonics guys will get back to filming some videos this winter, so we can see some car audio in the winter time.
All right.
I know for some of you that's just like a Tuesday.
Yeah.
But for us, we don't get to see that. I mean, the worst we get is rain.
That's it.
So
hello,
cool
Eric and Chris from France.
So don't want to forget.
Don't forget. All right, let's see. Hello from
for those of you that missed
Alabama.
The Facebook show on Monday and don't bother to watch the recast, we put or don't follow us on Instagram. Shame on you. But anyways, here it is right here.
Upside down.
Here it is right here. If you go to www.teespring/5starwinter, we have hoodies. That's right. So for all you guys out there in the Great White North or anywhere above Florida where it gets cold, you can go on there and pick up the official winter hoodie. And when they're priced to move, they're $24.50. So I've made them as cheap as I could make them. And if you're like us and where you're going to wear t-shirts all winter, we also have a cheaper t-shirt. You can get the same logo on a t-shirt for $14.50. So it's way cheaper than that last one we had that was like $22.50. I don't know what happened there. That was crazy. So there's two levels of tees. There's a high-end tee, a low-end tee. One's $17.50, one's $14.50. And of course the hoodie is $24.50. They all come in different colors. So if you want to get yourself a pink hoodie, you can get a pink hoodie, black hoodie, whatever color hoodie you want. There's a bunch of different color t-shirts. And also, while we're talking about it and we're pimping this stuff out, go to www.dnfttooldrawer.com to pick up all the cool tools we use to do installs here. So, to recap, this guy right here.
Teespring.
All right, so enough of that. I don't want to do that.
All right, no, just give me that.
We'll save that for Monday.
Okay, we're going to need it.
All right, so enough speed talking. Do we have some questions?
All right, let's see.
One day I sent you a question. If you have a video recommendation, stereo kit radio with USB, Godspeed from
Forerunner.
So what does he want? A radio, like a radio?
William.
USB.
That's William Ortiz.
Just a radio, a video recommendation?
I have a recommendation. Good stereo kit, like the stereo radio with USB and a good speakers for my Forerunner. Okay, so basically like a good radio and 4 speakers.
Forerunner. Do you need a video screen, or do you just want a nice screen and dash? I mean, you can pick up a. Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
See ya.
Alright.
So, both Kenwood and Pioneer make great touchscreens. Kenwood makes the 394. Pioneer makes the 391. Those are both really nice 6.2-inch full function in-dash radios with touchscreen. They also have non-touchscreens, so you can get into, which I don't know the models off the top of my head, but you can get into a really high-end double din screen, 50 watts by 4. As far as speakers to look at, check out the 7-inch Kenwood Exelons. They come with the plates to mount into the Toyota doors, so it's really cool there. I would check that stuff out. Okay.
All right. Eric Blanc just signed up for Patreon.
Thank you, Eric. Thank you. Your name will be at the end of Monday's video. Which will go up Tuesday.
Yes.
So that's the Facebook Live show.
All right, so, okay, I'm confused right here.
6 volt. Who the heck uses 6 volts anymore? Manufacturers use 6 volts to turn on their factory cameras, so that's why you would need that. So up until now, don't ask me why, but out of the factory radios, they have a 6 volt output that turns those backup cameras on. So like when you're trying to bypass or integrate into a factory aftermarket radio, that was wrong. Integrate from factory into an aftermarket radio, and you need to power that camera back up. Doesn't matter if it's a Hyundai, a Toyota, a Honda. They all use 6-volt outputs to power that thing out, to power that thing on. Now, some of them you can load 12 volts into, and they'll just get really hot and deal with it, kind of like a Ford amplifier really wants a 5-volt turn on, but you can put 12 volts into it. It's just going to pop when it turns on. So that's what the 6 volts for.
All right, Scott, how to steering wheel controls 2001 S500 with the IVIC 8200.
Is that a Mercedes?
No, S500.
Is that a Chrysler?
What is that?
What's an S500? You got
Scott,
me on that one.
S500.
Sorry, it's 2001. I don't know. It sounds like a Mercedes.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
All
right.
What is that? Huntsville? That's a Huntsville. Huntsville. What's up, Alabama? Huntsville.
Hallsville.
All
Yes. Let's
Fort
see.
Worth.
From Cali. Thanks for your help. I watched your last car audio talk, episode 41, and the info you gave me about the epicenter saved me. I was listening for a year. Wow.
Epicenters are fun. That is for sure.
Trinidad and Tobago in the house.
We actually have a really good idea for an epicenter that we want to do. It's just a matter of getting time to do it. The whole idea is to show, like, you could talk about an epicenter and conceptualize about it, but what we want to do is put them on the RTAs and actually show what they do.
Yeah.
So that's hopefully we'll get some time to shoot that before Car Audio Fabricator does, because, he's now sponsored by Audio Control. Good for him.
All right. Misael say, hey, yo, I have a 2010 Impala with remote start, and I'm trying to get a security system to work with the car and remote start.
Most of the time, most of the alarms nowadays, you pick what you want. So, like, you get remote start with keyless entry, or you get a remote start keyless entry with security built into it. They're two separate platforms. Like, all we carry are remote start security systems. We don't carry the opposite. You used to be able to buy a security system and add a remote start to it. I don't know if there's I know Viper, they don't actually, you would have to swap out the unit. On the upside, depending on what unit you have and how old it is, it might be the same harnesses, just a little bit more installation. So you definitely want to talk to someone in your area about like the system you have, plus how old it is. That's another key too, because they do, right now these manufacturers like Viper especially are trying to update their systems as fast as possible to deal with these newer cars and all the issues those create. Arizona in the house.
Yes.
New York in the house.
What
Long
was the last
Island in New York.
What was the last steering wheel controls that we did in the video?
The last one we did in the video? Like we published?
Yes.
I don't know.
Like last week?
I mean, there's always a video.
Okay.
What's the question?
Well, he wanna know like a video to the steering wheel controls.
We have two up. We have one for the CP5. Oh no, we have three. We have a CP5, a CP2, and an SWIRC.
WRC.
What you want to do is go to the YouTube channel, go to playlist. The playlist that says iSimple, Stinger, Pack, and I believe it might even say Echo Master now. That is all the Amp of America products. That is Pack. That is where the steering wheel controls. So you'll be able to find it there. As far as install diaries, anytime we put one in, we always talk about reprogramming and doing install. But if you want just the nuts and bolts, how to do an SWIRC, check it out. Otherwise, just start watching install diaries. We walk you through tons of how to set those things up every time we do one.
So para Eric, si en realidad quieres saber, simplemente ve lo de el install diaries. Y ahí nosotros te decimos cómo le tienes que hacer para controlar las funciones del volante.
Like this one right here. Watch. What does it say? Oh,
I watch.
Watch for Dean's
I watched Dean's
harness
setups. Awesome, man.
Thank you.
That was Okay. Robert, you guys are awesome.
I love it
when
I cut the blue white wire off, or I cut the 1/8-inch headphone jack off. People lose their minds. And it's like, I actually have several of them hanging on the wall. And like today's a prime example. We had a Jeep come in today, and one of the Jeeps, we had to do a radio swap. They had an old Kenwood, they bought a new Kenwood.
Yeah.
And we just have boxes of harnesses, and it was easier for us, instead of cutting up the old, we just grabbed one of our bulk harnesses that we have and just put it in. Sure, it's a loss, I get it, but at the end of the day, it's not really a loss, because these are extra parts that come with these kits. Sometimes we'll do a smart harness and they're not getting steering wheel controls. we save that harness. You know, if they need the harness, we give it back. Or if they come in and let's say he has a Dodge Challenger today and he gets a new Dodge Challenger tomorrow that has steering wheel controls and he's got the harness, we just plug it in and we're done. We don't even talk about it. That's just a gimme. You know,
all right.
Some things can be easy.
All right. This is part 2 of the
Part 2
of the car alarm.
Okay.
So it can start the car when the system is armed, but it will start going off.
Start going off once I start it. If
Unlock.
I unlock the car with
The key.
the car shuts off if I try to start it without. Oh, wow. Okay, so you got a couple things going on here. Basically, it sounds like to me you have someone that didn't know what they were doing when they installed the alarm. For one, when you go to remote start the car, it should do with the smart harness, it should do a security override, letting it know not to do that. You should be able to hit the fob through the smart harness. It should tell the car that it's going to start, don't set the alarm off, and then it should rearm itself after it's already started. So you either might have a low-tech alarm like not a Viper, or if you do have a Viper, somebody just might not have done a good job on the install. This is remote start season for the North, not for us. So I'm sure there's tons of shady, like it's probably like the window tint down here, where on every street corner you get your windows tinted for $79. You don't want to get your windows tinted for $79. I don't know what you paid for that, but it sounds to me like you either need to find the guy to put it in and have him fix it because it's wrong, or if it's like an older unit and maybe it's just starting to act up, it might be time to just get a new one.
All right, can I say, do we all want to laugh? I had a customer ask me to put a double din in a 1990 Lumina sedan. Wow.
Oh my God. Yes. No, I got you one better. The best is when they come in with the Escort, the football kit, you know, with the 3 little knobs football kit, and they go, what do I got to do to put a double din in this? And I'm like, relocate the air conditioning controls to someplace else. And you know who did that?
No.
Dan Murphy.
Really?
Dan Basehead Murphy, yep.
Yes.
Because he said, he goes, how do I do it? And I said, well, I'm guessing you could just router that shape out and put, you know, and then just move the air conditioning where this ashtray is. And he goes, okay. 2 weeks later, he came back. He goes, come check out my double din. I was like, you really did that? He goes, hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Way to go, Dan.
There you go.
Dean, where in Michigan are you from? I'm from a little town. I was born in Pontiac, as I like to say, born and conceived in Pontiac, Michigan, and I lived in a little place called Walled Lake, where my dad, who's been on the show before, he was a cop in Orchard Lake, which a lot of lakes in Michigan. So that's where I grew up, is a little place called Walled Lake, Michigan. Haven't been back in a while.
All right, Eric, who has 2 thumbs. I just bought a hoodie.
Awesome!
There you go, man. You're the man.
Yeah, we put that stuff up last week.
Appreciate it.
And you know, there's so many things we're trying to do on the back side here that I just haven't had time to do. And
hey, Gerardo. Yeah.
Last Sunday, I woke up because of daylight savings is just totally screwing me up. And the girls were all still asleep. Haley comes home on the weekends. That's cool. We get to spend time together. Like tonight and tomorrow is Daddy Day, so that's awesome. And I woke up, and you know, it's daylight. It's bright as hell. And I'm like, you know what? Let's see if I can design a hoodie real quick. So literally just sat at the desk for like 2 hours, came up with the artwork, put it up, started doing some more research on pricing so we could get those things knocked down. Because I figured at $24.50, why not? I mean, I want as many of you guys to have these things as possible because it's really cool. I don't know, it's fun.
All right, Biggie's 510. What dash kit and harness do you recommend for a 2007 Cadillac Escalade?
Okay, so what you're going to want to do is go to www.pack-audio.com. You have an Escalade, so you're going to either want an RP4 or an RP5. I would strongly recommend getting the RP5 if they make it for your car, or it'll just work better. But you're going to need a smart harness, you're going to need a dash kit, and you're going to need an antenna adapter. And if you have, that's what you're going to need. But yeah, go to pack-audio.com. Put in the make of your car. It'll give you a drop down of way more information than you need. If you go to the right side of the page, you can tell you're replacing a radio, and it'll condense it down to just the things you need. But it's going to have a ton of smart harnesses. Just look for a RP4, RP5. RP4 will not retain OnStar. RP5 will retain OnStar. If you have backup sensors, go for the 5. The backup sensors sound better.
All right, Eric, dash kit for a 1999 Buick Century.
There again.
Yep.
Pack-audio.com is where you're going to want to go to find all those parts, and then go to whatever online buying site or check out your local guide to pick one of those up. I would tell you right now, but we're using my phone right here to host this show.
And my phone is broke, so.
Hey, what's up from Australia?
Nice. There you go. All right, so let's see. Scott, how can I take a power subwoofer to my 8200 NEX that I already have a 5-channel amp installed? I can make power sub work.
Okay, so here's what you're going to want to do. So you're going to want to Y off. Okay, here's the thing. Most subwoofer amplifiers, 5 channels included, well, most 5-channel amplifiers, that sub-channel, that last channel, that 5 and 6 as it's called, that's actually a monoed input. The radios typically, even though they have a left and right output, it's a mono output coming out of that. So realistically, what you can do is you can just put a Y jack and go into the 5-channel, at the 5-channel, and then take that other RCA and plug it into the powered subwoofer. Now, if both don't have independent subwoofer volume controls, then you can pick up an LC1, which is a pack audio subwoofer volume control, so that you can control them both independently. Hopefully, both of them have subwoofer level controls. But yeah, you just want to get a set of Y jacks, and you can split it off and just go to each amplifier, no problem.
All right, so let's see. Trying to watch you guys in Georgia. Nice.
Georgia versus Auburn game. Corey's a big fan. That's where we were last week watching the Gators, which I'm not a fan of. My wife is. Watching the Gators get their asses handed them by Georgia.
All right, I have a question. You've been working together for 5 years in the shop. What kind of disagreements have you had? Not always roses.
No, it's not always roses. As a matter of fact, today I was telling Fernando to come and hold the radio so I could reach out of the car and grab the USB that was on the floor, and he's standing over at the counter trying to find the other USB, and I'm like, just come hold the radio. There's one right here on the floor. And he's just like looking around because I'd already put the other one away, unbeknownst to him. So yeah. So it's usually silly shit like that. For the most part. You know, and we're trying to film more of that. Like when we get a car in, we spend 5 to 10 minutes, sometimes longer, setting up the car. I mean, it's not just dressing it up, putting the lights on and all that.
No.
We have a clear idea of what each one of us is going to do in a car. So it's like, for example, the Jeeps this week, there's things that he can move faster, there's things I can move faster, there's things he likes to do, things I like to do. So when we're setting up a car, to avoid the whole, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
We talk about that before we start. So, and like we know where we're going to be in the car. So like in this case, we had to roadkill the speaker pods, but I also needed to build an amp rack where he was going to be. And then we had a sound bar we had to deaden. So, but I had some stuff I had to make the mounts for the tweeters. So it was like, okay, get this one out, and then set it on your bench because you can sound deaden it later. Work on that one, the rear one, passenger rear, get that all deadened. And then by then I had the tweeters made, and he was already onto the driver's side, and I was able to build my amp rack. And by the time I got done with my amp rack, he was all the way around and back to where I was, so he could put the speaker pod in.
Yeah.
So we try to avoid the whole, get out of my way, man.
Yeah.
And that's really it. I mean, honestly, it is a lot of roses. There are a lot of roses.
Roses here, roses there.
Roses there, roses everywhere.
That's it.
You know.
But everything's good. I mean, yeah. All right. I have a 2006 Grand Cherokee with the nav. I don't want to pull a double DIN 6 inches screen because I hate the large plastic install kit that's needed. Any ideas for an iPad mini? Anyway, to add Bluetooth to the stock radio.
Okay, so there again, if you want to add Bluetooth to the stock radio, you could go to pack-audio.com, and Pack does make an auxiliary interface for that car, and then from there you can add a Bluetooth dongle to it.
Yeah.
As far as iPad kits, contact Rafa. Soundman. Go to Rafa, send him your dash panel, and have him put the thing in for you. I mean, or if you want to get creative, buy the Soundman kit,
and do it
Mock it
yourself.
up and go.
Yeah.
But that's really the easiest way to do that. Okay.
All right, Pioneer mix track in 1994 Chevy Blazer. What will you go about adding the screen to it?
You're gonna need a flip out, so just get the brand new AVH 3300 NEX. Flip out with CarPlay, Android Auto. Easy peasy.
Can you explain network mode?
Yeah, really? We do have a whole video on what network mode is with props if you want to check it out.
Yeah.
It's in the Pioneer playlist. Network mode is simple. If you want to do an active system from your radio, meaning if you're like, you wish you had a big bad bit or a DM608 or the new Phoenix Gold or the Brax or the Helix or whatever, and you're like, man, I don't have the money for that, but I have this cool Pioneer radio in my dash that's an AVH X something something, non-NEX. NEXs don't have it, except for the new ones. If you want to do an active front system, meaning tweeter, mid-range, and a single size sub, meaning a sub in the back, okay? You can do network mode, and what it'll do is the front power output from the Pioneer radio will power the tweeters. The rear powered output will power the mid-range, and of course the RCA will do subwoofer. Now, you can also come out of the RCAs and it works the same way. The front RCA is tweeter, the rear RCA is mid-range, and sub is still sub. The mid-range output, which is the rear output, is going to be your Bluetooth talk for phone. A lot of people get excited, they do network mode, and they just hook up the front output to some tweeters or some mid-range, and they're like, hey, I get no sound when the people call me. And it's like, what do you have hooked up to the rear? Nothing. Now, the problem with it is, if this is a problem, if you want to do a cool front stage and a sub, this is the cheapest, best way to do it. It sounds incredible because you have time correction, you have bitching crossovers, you have a high pass and a low pass from the mid-range, so it's full active. Full active.
Yeah.
It cannot do anything with rear fill, okay? So if you have anything at all that requires something behind your head, network mode on a Pioneer, or an Alpine for that matter, will not work because it doesn't have an output for it anywhere.
Correct.
You can't come off the deck power because and run like rear speakers off of that. Well, you could, but then you lose the whole time correction thing. So then what's the point? So, but that's network mode. It's to give you a affordable, high-end front stage and a subwoofer.
All right, let's see. Hello from Ukraine. That's nice. Hoping to do more install videos, scheduling issues right now.
It's always scheduling issues. We just film 6 days a week, man. That's all we do. We just grab cameras and start filming stuff, and I walk around with people looking in the window at me going, hey, look at me.
Yeah, so, some people are like, what is he doing? He's going to install a camera or a radio?
Yeah. So this is the rig we use when we're talking to the camera. So when I'm doing this, it's got the cool little flip-up screen on it. This is the Canon G7X. If you want a really stupid, expensive point and shoot, it's definitely the one to pick up. But this is what we use to shoot the shows with where we're talking. So cool.
All right. Saludos a Las Vegas. What's going on? Do you have a website I can order radios and equipment from you?
No, but if you're here in the United States, you can give Paul a call at 727-216-6170, and he will discuss with you anything you want to purchase and then ship it out to you. We carry the full line of Alpine. We're a flagship dealer. Kenwood Exelon, Pioneer, Phoenix Gold, Rockford, Kicker, and then we have Scar. We also have other weird things that, pop
just
in
give
and
it.
out.
Just give him a call.
Give him a call.
All right, Roberto. I'm sorry. Yes, Robert. Say my component speakers came with crossovers. Do I still use the crossovers on my head unit and or my amp?
Okay, so the component speakers. Oh, one thing. He likes the Stinger shirt.
Yes,
You
Scotty.
have to know somebody that works at Amp of America, and then beg them to give you a T-shirt. It's what we had to do.
Yeah.
Anyways, the crossovers that come with your component speakers are there for a reason. So, for example, you have a tweeter, you have a mid-range. The tweeter needs a really high crossover point in order. It can't play like 100 hertz. It can't do that. It needs to be like 3,000 hertz, sometimes higher. So what those boxes are designed to do is provide a bottom for the tweeter, meaning it's playing all the way up here, and then as the frequencies get lower, it needs to stop.
Yeah.
So that little box provides that stopping point for that tweeter. Now, most of them will also provide a stopping point for how high frequency the mid-range can play. What it does not provide with you is a low point for the mid-range to play down to. That's where your amplifier or your radio come into play. That's why those only go up to like 220, because it's, okay, so you have realistically you have a three-way crossover going on. You have what's called a bottom for the tweeter, meaning the lowest point it will play. You have a top for the mid-range, meaning the highest frequency it can play. Then your radio or amp is going to provide a bottom for the mid-range, meaning how low it can play so you don't blow it. And then the subwoofer has a top on it, meaning how high up can it play to. So, like, if you see a graph, it's weird looking. But anyways, yes, if your speakers come with those crossovers, make sure you use them.
All right.
Unless you're going to go full active, in which case you don't need to.
John
What's John got going on?
How awesome is when my favorite people show up on my Saturday. What's up, Dean? What's up, Fernando?
What's up, John? Hope you're
John.
having a great day.
Yes. Let's see. M3 NFSSK.
Yeah,
do you
anyways.
rock for Fuzgate one for a capacitor is enough to scar 1500 watts. My car is a 2014 Altima.
Okay, straight up, I'm not a fan of stiffening capacitors. I find them to be useless. I call them spray paint cans with voltmeters. However, if you have a Rockford stiffening capacitor, more than likely it's a pretty good stiffening capacitor. Is it going to be enough for a 1500 watt amp? When you're banging that thing balls to the wall? No. Really what you need if you want it to play to optimum performance is a small battery, something that can actually store a decent amount of current to feed that amplifier when it's really pounding, because caps charge and discharge like that, you're going to be playing it for a long period of time. You need something that has sustained power. Look at something like a SPV20 Stinger. It's a small size. There's 3 other battery companies that make the same size, but something small in the back that you can put by the amplifier, or just get into something like SPV44 that's a decent sized battery too. Power is key. Batteries provide power. Stiffening capacitors can actually hurt the system more than they can help it, especially when you're in a low battery voltage situation.
All right, Jacob.
That's my 2 cents. Okay.
All right, Jacob. How can I mirror my S6 Plus without the HDMI cable? Because my radio, it's a Pioneer 5700 VHS.
So we have like 20 different videos showing you how to do that. You're going to want to get a couple things. First off, you're going to need the iSimple Media Links cable. Now, real simple. Go to Dean and Fernando's Tool Drawer.com or dnftooldrawr.com, just like we showed you at the beginning. Go to the screen sharing tab. There's a whole tab on there, and it's got a list of all the parts depending on what you're going to want. So you're going to need a mirror link cable from iSimple. What that's going to do is that's going to take you from RCA to HDMI. Then you're going to need the mirror link cable. Did I say media links?
Media links.
Media links cable. Media links cable from iSimple. Anyways, then you're going to need a Miracast dongle.
Yes.
Now, if you're planning on upgrading that phone to, let's say, an 8 anytime soon, then wait till you upgrade to the 8, because the Miracast dongle will not work on an 8 or a 7. The 8 now has gone back to a cabled solution. They make a USB-C to HDMI adapter that'll plug right in to any HDMI that you provide on it. But yeah, go to those and check it out. Also, if you go to that the Pioneer playlist, we have lists and we show how to do an iPhone, how to do an Android phone, all the cables you need. You go to the iSimple playlist. I think it's there too.
All right.
So real simple.
All right. CW Bone.
Pontiac, Michigan.
Yeah,
there
he's from Pontiac, Michigan. I live in the
I live in Wall Lake right now.
Nice.
Oh, cool. Dude, there used to be a White
from
Castle.
New Zealand?
There used to be a White Castle in downtown Walled Lake. That was awesome. I don't know if I think the building's still there.
All right, Brian. PDX V9 versus the Punch P1005.
I'm going to be extremely biased on this and say the PDX V9. I really like the performance out of that. I was not as impressed with the Punch. It just it didn't do it for me. That PDX V9 is a tough amp to beat.
All right, Eric, guys, I want to add a large amplifier. If I add second battery in the alternator, can I just keep that as a insulated system, isolated system, and not connect the two batteries and alternators?
So they make giant relays. They're 200 amp relays. Pack makes them, and what it's designed to do is when the car is off, it's essentially an isolator, is what they call them. They're just giant 200 amp relays. When you turn on the car, it connects the two batteries. When you turn off the car, it disconnects the two batteries. If you want to put a battery in the trunk and you're worried about it screwing something up, go ahead and get yourself one of those.
Yeah.
Pack makes them. I think Stinger makes them. It's all the same thing. But it's a relay. We've actually had it on the Facebook show. We talked about it before. I don't know the model number off the top of my head. But just type in like Stinger or Pack radio or amp battery isolator, and it'll come up. They make a 500 amp version of it now too. And the idea behind it is just that. You run your 4 gauge into it, 4 gauge out to it, turn on the key, it connects the relay, connects the two batteries. Turn the key off, the two batteries separate. You don't have to worry about them beating each other up, trying to rob power from one another.
Yeah.
But you're going to need to hook it up to the alternator to at least get a positive influx of power to it when you're driving. The other thing too is when you have a second battery, you're not always hammering the crap out of your system, so that alternator is going to help charge that rear battery for you. Otherwise, you're going to have to plug it into the wall every night and then just pray that, the amount of time you're going to have to treat it like a boat. No fun.
All right, Christian. Say hello to Christian.
Hi, Christian. What's up, man?
How is the Audi? Yeah.
Hi,
hello from Trinidad.
Lots of Trinidad tonight.
Yeah.
That's two.
I have a set of Rockford P167. Well,
S's.
Yes.
Components.
Yes.
They are crazy bright.
They're crazy bright. Yes, they are. And they're better set components I could buy.
Is there a better set you could buy? Yeah. One thing you might want to try on that is actually flipping the polarity on the tweeter.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, Rockford actually sells those, ships them with the tweeters out of polarity with the mid-range.
Yeah.
So one of the reasons why it might be crazy bright is that you're getting some cancellation between where the tweeters, that point we're just talking about on the crossover, the low point of the tweeter and the high point of the mid-range. So you might want to just try flipping the polarity on those. If you want to get a speaker that sounds not as bright, you definitely want to go. You do not want to go Rockford. Look at something like an R-type Alpine. Something with a silk soft dome tweeter is what you're after. Nothing with titanium. The titanium is made to be bright and in your face. Silk dome tweeters are made to be smooth and natural sounding.
All right, let's see how to.
What's up, guys? My truck.
How do we buy a hoodie? See, I told you, we going to need it. All right, for Tony Aguinaga. There you go, buddy.
To buy a hoodie, go to www.teespring.com/5starwinter. $24.50.
Just give me that. There you go. That's it.
There was a the song That's the Way. I like it. There used to be a comedian that his whole skit, he's holding this billboard,
yeah,
he's dancing to it, and he's like holds the song, goes That's the Way. And he flips it, and goes, I like it.
There you go.
It was funny as hell.
All right, the Pioneer Z speakers.
What's up from Mississippi?
Better than the Alpine X.
Hell no. No, not even on the same page. And that's not taking anything away from the Z-type speaker. The Z-type speaker is a lot more affordable. It's not a cast aluminum. The Alpines are almost double the money as those. So no. Are they both great speakers? Yeah, they actually sound pretty good. We just did a set of Z-types the other day.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm sorry. Did we do the Z-types? No, we didn't do the Z-types. My bad. We did the new TSDs.
Mm-hmm.
But no, the Z-types, they're not as good as the X. The X is a level above those, or step. So yeah.
All right.
It's great for Pioneer for sure, and the price points are nice on them.
Rockford T1 bass, say 2 thumbs up. These live broadcasts are awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right,
Where
Edward.
Go up one?
Huh?
Go up. Other way. Down. Stop. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Eric, thank you. All right, so Edward said, I have 2012 Toyota 4Runner Limited. Has a 9 speakers. When can I find a size and if dash tweeters have a crossover? and or hook up
So
the
it's a
front door panels.
All right, so it's a 2004 4Runner. I'm guessing it has the JBL system.
2012.
2012. My bad.
Yes.
2012. Rear
4Runner.
hatch has one sub in panel. Yeah. So you sound like it has the typical like JBL system in it.
Yeah.
There is an amplifier in the back that powers all the speakers, most of them individually.
Mm-hmm.
As far as the sizes, you could check out the Focal Perfect Fit. That's going to be what's going to fit in there. We've done a couple videos with those in it. We even show you how to replace that back speaker with the Pioneer speaker. That's one of our more popular videos.
Yeah.
We've done it a couple times in the live show. I mean, in the install diaries.
Mm-hmm.
It's essentially like a 6x9, but not really. It is a tweeter in the dash. Most of the tweeters in the dash do have some form of a capacitor on them, but it is going to be active out of the amplifier. So if you're trying to just replace speakers because they're blown, your best bet is to just pull the door panels off, pull the tweeters out, go into your local shop, see what they can match it up with. Metra does make an adapter to fit a 6x9.
Mm-hmm.
You can also check out the Kenwood Exelon 7-inch. They will fit too. They come with the brackets.
All right. So he said I tried pack audio, but only says 4 speakers.
Yeah, well, yeah, because they're not. They're only going to have the base model stereo listed. Very few are going to. Crutchfield actually does a pretty good job of listing that kind of stuff. I mean, it's going to be a 6 in the rear, a 6x9 in the door, a 2-inch tweeter in the dash. Because that should be it. There might be another pair of 6s in the rear door, and then a sub in the panel.
All right.
And it's a Toyota. It's a Toyota 6. It's a 3-hole 6, so it's specific to Toyota.
Right.
There again, the Focal Integration Series, or Perfect Fit, I might have called them. They call it Integration Series. They make those speakers that are plug right in, plug and play, simple.
All right. Chris, how much better is
I have a video just on a 4Runner where we did the whole plug and play for Max.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
I think in one of the cars from the install bay, there is a 4Runner. Might be almost the same year. Might be
with
a little
the Focal,
newer.
yes.
But we did all the Focal in it if you want to see that. But we've also done several of them in other videos. Okay, go ahead.
All right, how much better is the active versus the passive for front stage setup?
Active, okay. Depending on who you talk to, active is the bee's knees, the second coming of Christ, and the most amazing thing you could ever hear. And I'm not going to dispute that. It is amazing. However, it's a lot harder to do, and it's a lot harder to do. Some manufacturers will, in their deep dark secret book, say, "Hey, cool, go active, go to town, but please, whatever you do, put a cap on my tweeter," because the tweeters are really the hardest thing to get right when you're doing a full active system. You can play with the mid-range a lot and not worry about blowing it, but if you mess up that tweeter, they don't take abuse, they just blow. So if you're going to start playing with active, which is fun to do, I recommend doing it. That's how I started doing all my stereos when I started doing this back in the 90s. Everything was active. There was no such thing as passive.
All right.
Run a cap on your tweeter until you get the hang of it. Do yourself a favor.
All right, Jacob Reina. Probably I missed your question. Send me the question again so we can read it.
Hey, Pippin out. What's up, buddy?
Yeah, that's cool.
All right, I love that.
What's up, guys? Great videos and great information.
Thank you.
All right, so William, please,
What's
guys,
the best backup camera? Dude, we have a video called Dean's Favorite Backup Camera.
Yeah.
From Echo Master. Check it out. It's expensive. It's awesome. And it is the best low-light camera there is.
All right, please, guys, repeat my question. I want to replace my factory audio system in my 4Runner 2006 with the audio system. You can recommend me like a radio speakers and maybe an amplifier.
So,
I just want to play. I'm sorry.
Music
the same.
from the 80s and 90s. A clear sound system.
Can you recommend me a good option? Thank you.
All right, you know what? We'll keep it simple. We'll just go all Kenwood. Go ahead and check out like a Kenwood 394. It's a 6.2-inch in-dash touchscreen. It's got 50 watts by 4. Pick yourself up a pair of Kenwood Exelon components for the front door, either the 6 or the 7-inch.
Yeah.
Get the matching coaxials for the rear. If you want a little amp to power it, maybe go with the M801.5. That's a 5-channel, and then Kenwood makes a nice little shell mount 10-inch subwoofer you can put in the back if you don't have room for that. Pick up like a Kicker makes an 8-inch the Comp RT 8-inch preloaded enclosure.
Yeah.
Pioneer also makes a nice shallow mount 8 or 10-inch. That'll really bring that system alive. But yeah, you can pretty much do it all with Kenwood if you like. So head over to kenwoodusa.com, go to the Exelon tab. That's where you're going to find all the best Kenwood Exelon products.
All right, Eric, say, hey guys, do you know if your Sony is gonna planning to bring a 5-channel amp based on the fantastic XM GS400?
So Sony's a funny little beast. We were actually Sony's a funny little beast, man. Trying to get something from them is in any aspect, whether we're doing this or you're doing cameras or you're doing whatever. Just dealing with Sony is tough. So to get any information out of them, let alone have them let us look under the tent to see what is going on, it's next to impossible.
Yeah, there you go. Jason, Pack 200 battery relay.
All right, cool. Thanks, Jason.
Appreciate it.
Like
yeah.
Well, I said a pack relay.
Hi from Sarasota.
It used to be called the SR200. Okay, I'm old. That's what I always call them.
Yes. Okay. Move on. Let's see. What adapter or harness do I need to use a Pioneer radio in a 2006 Chevy Uplander with the rear screen and DVD player? I want to keep my functions.
You're gonna want you're gonna need to go to packaudio.com, pack-audio.com. You're gonna need an RP5. So if they make an RP5 model for that car, that is what you're going to need. I can't check right now because I'm using, like I said, the phone is doing this. So packaudio.com, you can find all the parts you need for your install.
Let's see, do you know if they make a harness and adapter?
That one, Metra might make that. So if you go to metraonline.com, I think we were looking not too long ago because we had to do a Freightliner.
What's up, Phoenix, Arizona?
We didn't have the harness, and they used all white wires. It was freaking awesome. But I think metraonline.com, I think they might actually make that harness for that. We didn't know about it until afterwards.
All right, Julio from Phoenix, Arizona.
What's up?
Hi.
What did it say? Very JBL system? Yeah, it's
JBL system.
Yeah, there's an amplifier depending on, there's either an amplifier mounted back by the subwoofer or there's 2 amplifiers mounted in the dash. Either way, just tear it all out. Put a real radio in it, call it a day.
All right, Argentina and Orlando in the house.
What's up?
Love the videos, Dean and Fernando. Thank you. I need to upgrade my alternator. What are your recommendations? Nick, sorry.
Soundman just did a bunch of videos on the alternator for his VW. I can't remember the name of the company, but that was the company that, check them out. We have Stinger. Stinger buys alternators from somebody. I've honestly never had good experience with them. It's no fault of Stingers. It's just because they are Me Too when it came to the alternator gimmick. So I would check to see what alternator he just put in the VW of his, because he's had those previously and he had some success with them. Otherwise, Steve Mead might be a good resource. Go to his little page that he has there. But other than that, that's all I'm going to say. That's all I really know about that.
All right. Hi, Ty. Say, question. I have a 2017 Nissan Frontier. I'm going to install a Pioneer 8201 NEX. Does the Pioneer camera fit on the stock camera slot under the tailgate?
I honestly don't know. It probably will if it's a square camera. We've never tried to retain that. So, we've never tried to replace it with a Pioneer. If it had the factory camera, we just use the factory camera. And, I'm sorry, man. Don't know that one.
¿Qué tal, Julio? ¿Cómo estás? How do I contact you offline to fix power sub 5-channel amp issue?
You can always leave a comment after the video, and we try to go through those. You can always give, trying to get me during the day or Fernando during the day is tough because we work. So if it's a simple question, you can call the store, and if when I have time, Paul will make me call you back, and we can try to figure it out. Otherwise, it's just a hit or miss trying to answer those questions. The best thing is just probably leave a question down below and kind of describe what you got going on, and we can kind of snowball some answers.
Yeah. Have you heard the Rockford T1 series.
Yes. Actually, the T1 series, if you caught the news show or anything we talked about last week, the T1s just got a drastic price reduction. So now the T1s are really a lot cheaper than, I think it was like 30%. They lowered the price on those. So we just ordered a ton of T1s. So I'm pretty excited. We're going to be shifting like the Jeeps and stuff that are having punch. We'll go shift up into the T1 series. So that's going to be cool. I'm excited about that. If you're familiar with the way the punch sound though, the T1s are basically the same thing. Loud, in your face. Rockford. I mean, Rockford is all about in your face, sucker.
In your face. All right, so Casey, question. AVIC 5200 NEX hooking an iPhone to it, running the iOS 11, keep getting issues and errors. Replacing Apple Lightning cable.
Okay, so the simplest thing with that is, first things first, make sure your 5200 is up to date with the latest firmware. That is key. More than likely it's not. If you haven't done one, like let's say in the last 3 months, more than likely there's a firmware update for the radio.
He say it's not.
What's that?
He say it's not.
It's not what? It's not
There's not an update right there.
There's not an update? So it's, okay, Pioneer website says it's an issue, but there is no update. Well, but is it up to date with the current update? So, I mean, like if it's I don't remember what it is, 8 point something or 9 point something, make sure it's up to date. Otherwise, if it's a known issue, Pioneer's working on an update. It'll just have to wait and get fixed then.
All right, what is the cheapest Pioneer radio that does CarPlay and work with the iOS 11?
The cheapest CarPlay radio is going to be the AVH-1300 NEX. They make a 1330 NEX as well. Man alternators. There you go. That's the one. USA alternators is another one. Thanks, guys. So Man USA alternators. Cool. Really enjoy install diaries. Man alternators. Man alternators. Sorry.
Yeah.
Man alternators. US alternators. See, there you go. Thank you guys for chiming in. I knew you'd help me out.
I appreciate it. Yes.
I can't know everything.
I
know something at this point.
I have a Kenwood DNX 694S with the front and rear camera install.
Yes.
If you add the Kenwood dash cam, will lose the front camera?
Yes. You have to pick between one or the other. You can't do both. So, what you're going to want to do is go ahead and add your dash cam. Pick up. What's the part number for PAX? VS?
The SV40.
No, it's a V. It starts
VS40.
VS40. Is it
41? 41. Yeah.
PAC Audio VS41. Yeah. It's a 4-camera switching system that you can put in your car and turn any rear camera input into 4-camera inputs.
Yes.
The nice thing about it is it has triggers. So you can actually add the front camera to a button, a trigger. You can put in a switch or button to actually go to it instead of having to hit a bunch of stuff. Because what it's going to do is it's going to trick the radio's reverse camera input into just going right to it. So now, like, you have to hit like 3 buttons to get to the front camera. You can actually just put a button, a toggle switch or a cool little button on your dash, flick it, it automatically goes to the front camera. And then you still have the reverse camera is going to function the same, and you have 2 other cameras. So if you want to add some mirror cameras to it, you can do that, or whatever you want. Or you can just use 2.
All right, let's see.
2 fail crimpers, hex or square, or both. Both. The reason why you want both is because when you're doing something like, let's say, Alpine PDX amplifier or anything Rockford uses a square thing that does this. Alpine does the same thing. You're going to want the square one. Everyone else that uses the round hole, you're going to want the semi-round looking thing to go into those. That's how we've been using them. So.
All right.
And just for those guys that don't know what he's talking about, we're still waiting on a couple parts, but we're going to do a video on this. This is the square. This is the semi-round. There you go.
Yeah.
Yay.
You can see it. All right, so let's see. Strippers and crimpers. Klein.
That sounded cheesy. Strippers and crimpers. Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Okay, strippers and crimpers from Klein or crimpers from Irwin. Not a big fan of Irwin. The only thing I buy from them are these silly... Oh, no, these are Vice Grip.
Yeah.
But we use Klein.
There you go.
Good old Klein. Got these right here. Love them. And actually, channel lock. We've talked about our buckets before and our tools. So these are my two right here. This one sits on my desk. This one goes in my bucket. The reason why I have two different ones has nothing to do with performance or anything like that. It's so that I know this one goes in my bucket and this one is on my desk. So, you know, we have one in the car, one in there, but I always know I can look on my desk, see these blue, and know they're there, and these will go on. So yeah, you get the idea. The same is true. I'm not really brand centric. I try to buy color centric. So if that helps.
All right, let's see.
People love it when you go.
I know. What amp is the best power? Alpine Type R, 12,000 watts RMS. Can't wait to come from Orland to visit. Okay.
So what kind of sub is it? Alpine Type R. Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Great question. We get this a lot. Guys will go online. They'll buy a Type R. It has a 1,000-watt power handling. They'll go buy the Alpine 1,000-watt amplifier. And guess what happens? They blow the shit out of that woofer because the Type R, as great as it is, does not handle 1,000 watts. What you really want to get for a Type R is something between like 5 and 600 watts. Now, they make the Type R, the PDR amplifiers. They have a nice mono block there that'll power the Type R subwoofer great. I don't remember what the rest of the part number is. I think it's like a PDR 650. That would be a wonderful amplifier to buy to pick up and power that Type R. If you want something a little bit more affordable, because I honestly don't know how expensive that is, you can check out the Kicker. What is it? CXA 600. Anyways, yeah, one of those two amps do it great. All right, go ahead.
Can you repeat the name of the backup camera you were talking about, so I can hook up my video?
The backup camera? I mean, the only one we've talked about so far tonight is the Echo Master.
The Echo Master.
Camera.
Yeah.
And I honestly don't know the model number.
I don't remember.
No. You can go there again. Go to the iSimple playlist and go to 5-star. Go to the playlist. Go to iSimple pack whatever playlist, and in that we have a camera that's called My Favorite Backup Camera.
Mm-hmm.
You can check it out there.
There you go. Everybody's like, Echo Master. Echo Master. Thank you, guys.
Yes, it's totally an Echo Master.
Yeah.
I just don't know which one it is.
Got it. Very cool. Thanks. There you go. Thank you. I just made you fellas jealous. I'm ordering 2 sets of full colors flax 3-way set. Wow.
Okay. Actually,
cool.
I'm not that jealous because I just had Paul order 2 sets of 3-way flax as well.
Okay.
As well as the component or the 2-way components. So we actually have a ton of flax speakers coming in the next couple weeks because we have a job we're going to be doing here shortly.
Yeah.
So jealous, yes, because I'm ordering them for a customer. I don't actually get to put them in my own car, but at least we'll finally get our hands on them. So I'm really excited about that. I don't know how to answer that yet. We've done the flax, so I'm sorry. We've done the X types. We've done the X, and the X's that we have done are the 6x9s because that's really the number one speaker is the 6x9 component. We sell a ton of 6x9 components. We either sell the Focal integration or performance series 6.5 tweeter component, or we sell like the Toyota pre-made 6x9, the integration like we talked about. We've been selling those are really it. But now that we have the new X types and the new TSDs, that's what we're going to sell a lot of. We've also sold a lot of the 7-inch Kenwoods, but really the FLAC isn't going to make they don't have a 6x9. And
right.
That's really the speaker that is popular right now because it fits in almost everything. So hopefully these other manufacturers will get off their hands and start coming out with better 6x9 components. Like a Flax Series 6x9 component would be awesome. Even a Flax Series 6x9 would be pretty awesome. But we'll see. We'll see how things go.
Hello from Houston. Hello from Kentucky. And Angelo say, I have a Pioneer 8200 NEX, but I can get the rear 20-inch drop down to play.
So if you're trying to like use the HDMI input on your 8200 to get it to mirror to the back screen, it's not going to. It has nothing to do with your equipment or anything like that. It has to do with the fact that HDMI is a protected, copywritten cabling system, and that you can't output HDMI from the radio other than on an HDMI output. So if you're trying to do that, what you actually want to do is pick up the cable we talked about earlier, the iSimple Media Link cable that actually will convert your HDMI to an analog signal outside of the radio. And then you can plug that into the 8200's aux input and then take the output from that and go to the rear overhead screen. We actually have a video if you go to the 2016 NEX playlist.
Yeah.
We say how to get HDMI. I think the name of it is How to Get HDMI Video Out of My NEX, and we show you how to do it.
All right.
Now you're wrinkled.
Nobody want to lose you.
What? Oh, whatever.
All right. Let's see.
Oh, it's Jason.
EchoMaster Cam LF3ZN. There you go.
Thank you. These model numbers are driving me crazy.
The Jello Jack.
Hey, who caught the news show? And did you stay all the way till the end? And if you didn't, go back and watch the end.
Yes, Jason is the man.
Yes, Jason is the man.
Definitely. Hey.
Hey? Hey, what?
That's what to say.
Oh.
Hey.
What's up? Opinion on compact subs with big power like Soundstream Picasso. I have nothing against Soundstream. I mean, we don't carry them. I mean, when it comes to compact amplifiers with a lot of power, the Punch Power Series mini amplifiers that consequently just got a whole hell of a lot cheaper. That was the other product that they reduced the price on. You really can't beat those. I mean, that 5-channel amp is only like this big, and it's like 1,000 watts. It's impressive. For sure.
Yeah.
All right, so what time we got? All right. I tell you what, guys. Thanks as usual. We're going to call this a night. We want to get on with our weekends. I got to get home to some dinner. He's got to go home and play with Junior. Anything real special? No. All right. You guys, thanks for your questions. Thanks for chiming in. Thanks for all the fun and informative stuff. We like it when you ask questions.
Thank you.
We know you like the show. Saturday is the new home for the Saturday show.
Yeah.
We still can't hammer down a time because it's like right when we're done with cars, we come over here and start filming the show. Yes. So, actually, we're already here. We just set up the camera and film the show. Daylight savings time still sucks.
Yes.
You guys have a great weekend. Enjoy your beautiful Sundays.
Don't forget
those two things. Flip it over.
The springs.
Flip it.
And
I really didn't mean to print them like that. It just kind of happened. But you guys have a great night, great weekend.
Yep.
We'll see you again on Monday on the Facebook Live show. A little bit more laid back, not as high tech. I get to actually sit down. So, you guys have a great night, and we'll see you later next time.
Bye.